The fire was still warm, not glowing, not burning high, but warm enough to feel through my gloves. That meant someone had been there minutes ago. I stood still and listened. The forest did not answer. No voices, no footsteps, no wind strong enough to hide movement. Only the quiet crackle of embers settling into ash. I had been traveling since dawn, following an old trail that rarely saw use in winter. The snow was deep. The light was already fading. This fire should not have been here. It was built carefully, low, sheltered from the wind by stones and fallen branches. Not the kind of fire someone leaves by accident. I crouched near it, holding my hands just close enough to feel the heat. Whoever made it knew the land and knew how not to be seen. I looked for tracks. There were none. Not fresh ones, not old ones. The snow around the fire had been disturbed, then smoothed over on purpose. I started noticing other things. A piece of bark shaped into a cup, empty, still damp inside. A branch snapped cleanly, not broken by wind. Placed near the fire, not tossed aside. Nothing was abandoned. Nothing was forgotten. It felt less like a camp and more like a pause. The forest felt wrong in the way it sometimes does before a storm. Except the sky was clear. No birds, no small animals. Even the trees seemed to hold their breath. I stood and turned slowly, scanning the tree line. If someone was watching me, they were very good at it. For a moment, I thought about calling out. The thought passed quick. People who leave fires like this do not want to be found. I tried to think of reasonable explanations. A hunter, someone passing through, someone in a hurry. Every explanation felt thin, and none of them explained the silence. I picked up a stick and gently stirred the embers. They glowed faintly in response. Too recent. The trail behind me suddenly felt exposed. The trail ahead felt worse. I pictured someone standing just beyond the trees, not threatening, not rushing, just watching to see what I would do. The fire felt like an invitation or a test. I made my decision quietly. Using snow, I smothered the embers slowly, carefully, not in a rush. When the last glow disappeared, I stayed there a moment longer, listening. Nothing followed me when I turned away. Nothing chased me. Nothing revealed itself. But the forest did not relax. I did not stop again that night. Years later, when I told the story, people always asked the same question. Why didn't you follow? I always gave the same answer. Some fires are not meant to be answered. And some people light them, hoping you understand that.